Hello everybody, welcome back here. We're here with Zooo. For the PlayStation 2, came out in 2004 in Japan and then 2005 in Europe. This is more based on the GBA version that came out in Japan. We're running this on PCX X2. God, S and X right next to each other, like, freak me out. This is just a match 3, and yeah, think of it as a more complete package of the GBA version. We got new level ups by catching 100 animals, time attack, and all that. So this is, if you're not familiar with Zoo Battle, Zookeeper, this is a fundamentally Bejeweled, if you know what that is. This one's a little bit faster because we have the full power of the PlayStation 2. Oh wow, we have 2 of these right next to each other. Let's do this. There we go. And ooh, big chain, big chain. We got a time attack here. So like play until X amount of time. But yeah, it sucks. Last year I was looking for some games to feed that match 2 aspect of games that I love. Like they were like really popular a while ago. You know, you had Puzzle Quest, you have Bejeweled, you had this at a certain point. Though this game never came out into Americas except for the DS version, an early DS game too. And it's just like, what happened to them? They kind of disappeared. They kind of like got muddied by microtransactions on the mobile version. Like even Bejeweled, if you look up Bejeweled on mobile, it's like a really perverted version, like a Candy Crush clone of like, hey, yeah, here's some puzzles and all that stuff. And it's just like, it's not what I want. Like, I just want to match 3 and have like, hey, what if we put magical animals in this? That would be kind of cool, you know? And a pretty catchy tune, and it does exactly what you need, and there's multiple modes and all that. It's not too demanding. It does exactly what it's meant to do. You know, it came out on a bunch of great platforms like the GBA, the DS, the PlayStation 2. Sadly, only the DS version came out to North America, but I feel like in a universe where this maybe they did push it a little bit more in Europe or in America, this would be a completely different game. Or like, you know, we would be talking about like, oh, you know, this hit changed how we fundamentally think about video games or something. Because like, it wasn't until, you know, Puzzle Quest came out and like really changed the game too, of like, hey, what if we added RPG elements to this and all that? And that was a great game too. Sadly, they muddied the water and kind of didn't do much with it. They instantly put out Puzzle Quest Galactics, which was a huge letdown. It like changed it a little bit too much. And then they released Puzzle Quest 2, which was also a different game in a way, more in line with kind of Puzzle Quest 1, but 2 was just a little bit weird. And then of course, recently, a few years ago, they released Puzzle Quest 3. And guess what? It's just littered with microtransactions, and it's a pay-to-win game, and it's not, the matching doesn't, it's not that fun. It just feels like, oh right, if I want to beat the game, I have to pay into the game, and it's just like it's also like the matching didn't feel right. I tried to go into Puzzle Quest 3 a couple times because like, hey, I would love to do some matching games, and like, hey, there's this free game here and it's Puzzle Quest 3 and it looks pretty good, and you actually play, it's like something is wrong. This and Puzzle Quest 2 and 3 are just peak match 3 that you need. This hits the dopamine. Puzzle Quest 3 I feel like is a better version of Bejeweled 3, and it offers a lot more. But then what Zoo does is it like, hey, it's cutesy, it has time attack modes. It changes it up just a little bit to be like, okay, this is hitting a little bit different, but it also hits really hard. And it's really crazy that we live in such a great time of, hey, I'm playing this right now on my PC. I did not know this game even existed until last year when I stumbled upon it. You know, it doesn't have the flashiness of Bejeweled with the, you know, the matching, like the 4, if you match 4, you get an explosion. If you match like a L, you get a lightning, or if you match a 5, you get a you know, a hypercube. That's also cool, but you know, sometimes you just want to match. You just want to match and, you know, get that brain thinking a lot. You know, studies have, like, I think PopCap even put out a study saying, hey, this stuff even helps you. They even had a Zen mode, which was also pretty good, but I think the only problem I have with this game is maybe the music is a little bit repetitive. Yeah, I want the ROM hack that has, like, you know, EDM or something. That would be pretty cool. But you could also just mute the sound. But this is Zooo. This is the PlayStation 2 version. I feel like it is a good version. It has more features compared to the GBA version, which this is based off. Oh, where am I? No, 5 minutes. Got it. But I do think we're running this on emulation, and it is a great game because you can play this with a controller. I would recommend the GBA version though, as it scales sharper, if you know what I mean, because this is a 2D game on the PlayStation 2. It doesn't scale that right. It looks a little bit fuzzy compared to the GBA version, let alone the DS version. But yeah, this is Zookeeper, or let's look at some other modes here. God, that was fun. Nice little 6-minute time attack, 5-minute time attack. Play with your friends, get mini animals, systems, like. So this is a European game, and of course I'm emulating this on the PC X2. You do need an EU BIOS, but it does, like, because of back then it was still like PAL versus NSTC, so Japanese, or like 60 versus 50. It does prompt you with like, hey, do you want to play this in you want to play this at 60 hertz, and you kind of want to do that. Yes, let's save the game. Okay, we saved it. Sweet. How do I get back? Okay. Oh, wrong button. See here, what else? There's 2-player, which is cool. Normal, quest. Again, quest is the complete 8 like special matches. Normal is just like, hey, you're just gonna keep on going until you run out of time. Level up, which is also pretty cool. Score attack. How fast can you get? Okay, let's see this. But yeah, it's more. It's more puzzle or Zookeeper. I was kind of saddened that the mobile version, I don't know, like it's probably a lot bigger in Japan because this is a big game in Japan. So I'm very curious of like how that game is going. You know, there's also like Puzzle Dragon, which is another like match 3 game that like kind of is very similar to that, but where it's weird. A lot of these like big huge mobile games early on have kind of come to the wayside, and like it's not the meta of the of like mobile games. But yeah, this is the PlayStation 2 version running on emulation. I'm running this at 4K. It is a little bit blurry because it is PlayStation 2, but it's not bad. I do recommend people checking this out if you are planning on something like a God, where do I go? There it is. If you are planning this on something like a Retroid Pocket or an Abernic, maybe the GBA version will be a little bit better. I feel like it's the right flow, while the PlayStation 2 version is a little bit faster in my opinion. It does have more features, but also retro achievements on the GBA version, which is kind of cool. I'm really digging into that lately. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's it. This music hits hard, though. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye.